I'm Amy, and this is my forum response to the story of electricity. I found this whole entire documentary very interesting. I honestly was just like amazed by how much I didn't know before this about like electricity and its story, so I thought it was all very cool. Initially I was just like thinking about how far we've come, like in the beginning of the video, just to think like of like our entire society is like so dependent on electricity and like technology now, and just like 300 years ago, which seems like a long time but really isn't that long, how we were not very dependent on technology. So it's very crazy to see how far we've come. I kind of just took like little notes of what I found interesting in each section. So in the first one about Spark, the air pump like putting out candles, I thought that was really interesting, and how people were just very amazed by it. And when like Francis put his hand on it and it had like the dancing blue light or whatever, people just thought that was so cool. And like honestly, I would probably still think it's really cool, but how everyone kind of thought all of this like electricity like was a phenomenon from God, and like when we look at it now, we don't think that it's like supernatural or anything like that, but they thought it was just the coolest thing. So I found that very interesting, and how that little air pump kind of started an electrical revolution. So that was pretty cool. I also thought it was cool how they were amazed by static electricity. I know it mentioned that somewhere, like Queen someone, just thought that was really cool. And just how like growing up, like we would put like balloons on our head to make like our hair like stick up straight, and like we still think it's cool, but that was just like such a big deal back then. The next part, invention, the link between magnetism and electricity, how it can change the world. And Haynes Christian, I can't pronounce the last name, discovered that electrical currents can create a magnetic force. Like I thought that was really interesting, and like it's just cool to think that all of this was just like brand new and they were just discovering it. So even the littlest things, which is the big thing, it just like speaks so much curiosity in them. And then part 3, the revelations and revolutions. I thought all this was interesting because it was like Maxwell was correct in his discovery with his experiments, and it showed that there was a revolution, a revolutionary new form of communication. I really was interested by this because the little bell thing that they did, that like the middle part wasn't connected, but it made a bell ding on the other side. This reminded me of this like game I used to play as a kid, and it like was with like electricity, and you would like make currents go across and you could like do stuff. I can't remember the name of it, but I thought it was so cool, and it was kind of what they were doing back then, but now it's like a kid's game for us to like create these currents and like connect stuff. So I thought it was really cool. And just like the wireless telegraph, it's just cool to see how far we've come with electricity and stuff like that. So yeah.